Missing addend story problems. One of the types of story problems or word problems we do in first grade are missing addend story problems. This video will show you how to solve those missing addend story problems. Let's first look at 3 things that are very important when solving these kinds of story problems. First is the word sum. In our classroom, we talk about the word sum. Sum is not a number, so we don't know how many sum is. Because we don't know how many sum is, we use a box to represent that something is unknown. Last, when solving for missing addend problems, it's important to know what you have and what you're solving for. In a missing addend story problem, you have the total, shown here by this check. You also have one of the parts, shown here by this check. What we don't know, shown by the question mark, is the other part. This is why using a number bond can be very helpful when solving missing addend story problems. If you are not sure how to use a number bond, please watch the number bond video. Now let's look at a missing addend story problem. I have 2 problems on this page. Number 1 shown here and number 2 shown here. Many first grade students do not read the problem. They simply look for the numbers. They see a 5 and an 8 and they solve. They might put 5 plus 8 equals 13. Number 2 story problem, they will do the same thing. They see the number 5 and the number 8, and they would say 5 plus 8 equals 13. While 5 plus 8 does equal 13, story problem number 1 and story problem number 2 are very, very different. Let's erase and read them now. Number 1 says, Miss Barton has 5 pencils. Kifa gives her some more. Now Miss Barton has 8 pencils. How many did Kifa give to Miss Barton? Students need to notice this word sum and set up their number sentence. Miss Barton started with 5, which is a part. She got some more, which is another part. And in total, she had 8. If we look at the bottom story problem, it's very different. Number 2 says, Miss Barton has 5 pencils. Kifa gives her 8 more. Giving her 8 more versus giving her some more is very different. For number 2, students would have 5, which is one of the parts, plus 8, which is one of the parts, equals, In the first problem, one of the parts is unknown. In the second problem, the total is unknown, giving a very different answer. So let's look at how to solve a missing addend story problem. Let's look at the same problem. Miss Barton has 5 pencils. Students should write what they know. 5. Kifa gives her some more. Since we don't know what some means, we represent it with a box, showing that it's something we do not know. Now, Miss Barton has 8 pencils. How many pencils did Kifa give to Miss Barton? Here is a number bond. The number bond is also going to help us make sure we are solving for the correct number. How many pencils does Miss Barton have in total? She has 8. so you would put 8 in the total part of the number bond. How many pencils did Miss Barton have at the beginning? Miss Barton had 5 at the beginning. How many did she get in the middle from Kifa? This is what we don't know. So we know that we're solving for a number smaller than 8. How can students figure out this answer? Let's take a look. There are a couple of different strategies students can use to figure out the missing addend, or the missing part. Students can use a number bond by drawing circles. They can put 5 in their head and then keep counting up to 8. 6, 7, 8. How many dots did I draw? 3. So the missing number is 3. If students aren't super comfortable with counting on, they can draw dots for both 5 and the missing part. They might draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This still gives students the answer of the number 3. Another strategy I have taught students to use in class is start with what you know and use circles. Since we know that Miss Barton has a total of 8 pencils, students would draw 8 circles. Since Miss Barton had 5 of those pencils at the beginning, students would put 5 of those pencils in a box. How many pencils are not in the box? The answer is 3. One more strategy students can use is to still start with 8 circles, and instead of putting them in a box, students can cross them off. We have a total of 8 circles. Since Miss Barton had 5 at the beginning, we can cross 5 of them off because of this number 5. How many did we not cross off? 3. The answer is 3. When checking their work, students should know that 5 plus 3 equals 8. Students are allowed to use any of the strategies that make sense to them, so please practice at home to see what works best. Here's one more problem. If you are an adult watching this video, see if you can solve this problem using the strategies I showed earlier. If you are a student solving this problem, see if you can solve this problem all by yourself. I'll read it and then you solve it. Aisha G has 4 apples. Ahmed gives her some more. Now Aisha has 9 apples. How many apples did Ahmed give to Aisha G? Good luck!